What's up, folks? Thanks for joining the Eagle's Nest. In this video, we got a very unique rifle, and in my opinion, may be the best platform for you competition shooters. What makes this rifle very unique is the fact that this rifle can shoot two different calibers in the same action and the same chassis. So, if you guys are interested, stick around. You'll like this one. So this rifle here is currently chambered in 25 Creedmoor. Now, if you see over there, I got another barrel sitting there. This rifle is capable of switching out the actual barrel with just one simple screw, made it all possible due to the WTO Switch Lug. Now, this WTO Switch Lug is a very unique product. It's offered by West Texas Ordnance, that's what WTO stands for. And basically, loosening this little star nut here, or Torx nut, will allow you to basically spin off the barrel. These barrels are very machine tight tolerances, and with that said, I'm able to actually switch out barrels without changing headspace. Now, their claimings of it holding zero, we're going to test that out today. So with one simple screw, using a torque wrench like this Wheeler gauge, setting this thing at 30 inch-pounds after hand tightening the barrel will allow you to keep zero, will allow you to also keep headspace and also change calibers. So this barrel right here is a Proof Research. It's got the M24 competition contour. It's set at 24 inches length, and it is chambered in 25 Creedmoor. And also, what I have here is my next favorite caliber. Now, this barrel here is a 6 arc. And as you can tell on the machine surface, this will be the critical area. This ledge here has to be protected. This machine surface is very tight tolerance for that WTO Switch Lug. And this barrel is the same kind of contour. It is a M24 contour, and this one's chambered in 6 arc. So obviously, changing from a 25 Creedmoor to a 6 arc is going to require a bolt head swap. Now, the 25 Creedmoor uses a 308 bolt head, the .473, and the 6 arc is the PPC bolt head, which is a .443. Now, in my opinion, I put together this rifle in the best scenario. Now, the Origin action, if you guys aren't familiar, made by Zermatt Arms, is a very unique action. It allows you to field strip the bolt very fast in the field with no tools required. So let's give this thing a test. We're going to shoot the 25 Creedmoor, be the first shots down this barrel at 100 yards, see what kind of group we get. I just got it bore sighted in about a few minutes ago, so hopefully we're on paper, and we'll see how she does. Okay, so what I'm shooting first is a 25 Creedmoor. This being the first hand load testing, and we're shooting some 135 grain burgers. Loaded up with Hodgdon 4350. I believe in accuracy nodes around 41 grains, but we'll see. So what we're going to attempt to do is in between the groups, we're going to change out the barrel. So I'm going to do a 5-shot group at 100 yards. Then I'm going to swap out the barrel, swap out the bolt head, and switch over to 6 arc. After that, we're going to shoot 5 shots with the 6 arc, see how it holds zero, and then switch back over to the 25 Creedmoor. So 5 shots starting out at 40.8 grains. So okay, so about MOA is what that is showing right now. So that was the first 5 shots. Seemed like its scope is pretty zeroed. We'll see what kind of point of impact change we got with the 6 arc. So let's go ahead and swap out this barrel. I'll show you how that's done. Okay, first things first is we're going to take off our suppressor, since I'm going to be shooting suppressed also on my 6 arc. This is just a direct thread suppressor. Obviously the rifle is clear, in case you guys are wondering. So here's our suppressor. The next thing we're going to do is crack off that Torx nut screw on the WTO Switch Lug. So we'll back it out, and then what it'll allow me to do is basically crack loose the barrel. Now from here, what I'm going to do is actually tilt the actual rifle upwards and screw off the barrel. That way I get even pressure and I don't mess up the threads. So we're going to take the rifle, and obviously this thing is cleared, and I'm just going to go ahead and spin off this barrel. Now this still is a 20 TPI thread, so take quite a few turns. Once that comes loose, there's the barrel, and the number one thing you want to do is protect the breech end, especially that ledge right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this rifle down, get the other barrel, and we'll go ahead and screw this down. So we're being very careful. Those machine surfaces are very tight tolerance. So we're going to screw this down. There's a little bit of light grease on this. And honestly, when I build these rifles, I don't recommend putting grease. But that's on a traditional shouldered barrel. On this one being just hand tight, that's fine. So we'll find it hand tight, snugged, and go ahead and screw down our suppressor. Okay. Now that ain't going nowhere, and in theory that should hold headspace. And to be honest, I did check this. I torqued this on and off about 15 times, and it is spot on the headspace. As long as you get the hand pressure exactly right. You know, you want to be uniform. You don't want to gorilla this thing on. You want to basically just snug it up. You'll feel it to where it just goes crack, and it just dead stop. So from here, we're going to tighten up the WTO Switch Lug. Okay, next up, we're going to set our torque wrench at 30 inch-pounds. So this is a Wheeler torque wrench. Get right there on the torque screw itself. And 30 inch-pounds. Okay, so that's the barrel swap. Now we got to change out the bolt head. Now this is a very easy thing to do on Zermatt Arms actions, and basically it is a toolless design. You grab the back of the bolt head and twist it clockwise until it pops up as so. From there you can pull your whole firing pin assembly. Now from here we're going to use the fire pin assembly to push out the retainer pin for the actual bolt head. So putting pressure in the front like this, you can push down and remove your retainer pin. So that pin's going to come out. That allows you to get the bolt head and remove it. So next, we're going to swap in. Keep in mind the orientation. We're going to swap in the PPC bolt head for the 6 arc, which is this one. If you guys don't believe me, here's the other one in my hand. So put the retainer pin back in and put the firing pin back in. Find where it indexes on the notch, push down, and rotate counterclockwise until it gets to the notch. And there you go, you got yourself a converted 6 arc bolt. Then after that, you're able to put that back into the action, as long as you got that bolt head orientated correctly, and get yourself your mag. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try out some 105 hand loads, see how these things do. We're going to shoot the second row. We'll keep all the 6 arc all on the same line there. Second row, left target. All right, looks like it's top left. Looks like 4/10 left and 4/10 high. Oh. All right, well, that messed up the shot, but let's take note of that. So basically, like I said, I'm about 4/10 left and about 4/10 high. So let's once again swap back over to the 25 Creedmoor and see if that holds 0. Okay, so the target's downrange. Obviously the 6 arc is doing a lot better. So that barrel is a Krieger barrel. It's a 1 7.5 twist. Again, MTU contour. This was the first 5 shots out of that barrel. And that is putting out a sub MOA group. Obviously you can see, besides this one cold bore shot up here, the barrel seems to be breaking in and kind of normalizing, and you can see the groups getting significantly smaller. Now these are hand loads. They're 105 burger hybrids. 30 grains of CFE 223, CCI 450 primers. I got Hornady brass on the 16th reload. And honestly, that brass is doing very phenomenal. So I'm gonna do a video on that. Basically, they the brass life of the 6 arc and its recoil. Got a video that I need to do a VR on, since I have quite a bit of, you know, in my opinion, I got quite a bit of experience behind the 6 arc. So taking note of the elevation change, there's about, let's say, I don't know, half a tenth, maybe a tenth difference going up. You know, that could be just the barrel breaking in, or it could be my cheek weld, whatnot. However, you can see that the actual, you know, elevation, or basically the windage, is exactly the same. Here's about 3/10. This is a mil radian target, by the way. So about 3/10 left, 3/10 left, and about 3/10 left. Now, as far as the 25 Creedmoor, now this is kind of hard to determine because I was doing some load development, and you can see that with the higher powder charges, my point of impacts were shifting upwards, which is, you know, it's inclusive to basically going up on the powder charge. So it's got a lot of bit of work to do on the 25 Creedmoor. It's being very picky. That one's a proof research barrel. That is a 1 in 7.5 twist as well. MTU competition contour, and it's, like I said, a proof barrel. Now, the 25 Creedmoor seems to be very picky. I do also have a 6 Creedmoor barrel that I'm going to test out as well, but I want to get this 25 dialed in. So we're seeing velocities of 2,916 feet a second with a 135 on this powder charge, and it's able to hold a pretty good group. Even, you know, I consider that, you know, worthy for competition, at least for PRS. I mean, that's good enough. Obviously, we want this 1/2 inch. So I'll put the group size up for you guys available, and let's go back and talk about that rifle. Okay, so there's a reason why the 6 arc continues to be one of my favorite cartridges. It's just a very, very accurate cartridge, very capable of competition. And obviously, you guys that follow my channel have seen that. So this rifle, as you can tell, with a WTO Switch Lug, it's a very unique system. It does require a little bit of modification. And if you get the origin action, if you guys don't know, the actual scope rail does extend out, so you have to mill off that, basically the first Picatinny rail, in order to get that recoil lug in there. Now, the reason why I chose the MPA BA comp chassis is because it has a locking lug system feature on the bottom. It's basically a little wedge system. It keeps the recoil lug sit it up flush against the actual action. That way you don't have to pin the action. Even though West Texas Ordnance does recommend pinning the recoil lug to the action, I didn't feel like it's really needed, and today's testing kind of proves so. So, like I said, this is a very awesome feature. If you guys are looking for a rifle like this will be available for sale on the website, dpgunworks.com. I'll put a list of choices and caliber. So basically what I'll do is I'll list this rifle on the website in 6 arc and 25 Creedmoor. However, if you do want to build a rifle just like this in a different caliber, hit us up and we'll make accommodations. So I want to know what you guys think. The origin action, it being able to have a floating bolt head and being able to field strip and field change the bolt heads very fast in the field, will allow you to switch barrels in about a minute or so at the range. So if you have multiple calibers and you want to play around, you could definitely do so. You know, for instance, you want to do 6 Creedmoor and then maybe a 223 trainer, this is a perfect platform to do so. So thanks for watching, guys. Comment below. I want to know what you guys think. As always, y'all stay safe, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.
Yeah, that was dead center. Or just a little low of dead center.
Yep, that was dead center. I can see it on the target cam. There you go again. Yeah, just do one more and see where that hits. Where did I hit though?
Yeah, it looks like
yeah, hit same spot. Okay, come up a 10th.
Okay. I hit right of it.
Let me see. Yep, you hit right side. Okay, split the difference. You're gonna put, you know, 1/10 basically left. That was good elevation.